So today I'm going to be doing an unboxing for our KiwiCo 1-year subscription. We get 3 different boxes. We get the Atlas Crate, the Eureka Crate, and the Yummy Crate. With the Atlas Crate, we also get the book add-on. So you can see we're going to be talking about the Philippines today. I've talked about this subscription service previously. I will link the big video in the cards of our big unboxing. There was 9 boxes in the very first subscription box we got. That goes over all of the costs and all that good stuff. We have consequently canceled our subscription to KiwiCo. It really just kind of wasn't balancing out. And I'm going to be doing a review about the whole subscription once I've gotten through all of the unboxings. I have been letting my oldest daughter go ahead and do some of the Eureka Crates before I do the unboxings, and that is actually even better, I think, for the review purposes, because I can talk about some of the projects. So I will go ahead, I'm going to move these boxes away, and we will get started with the Atlas Crate first. Okay, so the first box that I'm going to open is our Atlas Crate. When I signed up for the additional book. I don't necessarily recommend this if you have a child that is at the older side of the spectrum. These do tend to be more like younger aged picture books. They've been great so far, but I really wouldn't do them if we ever chose to go with this crate ever again. I wouldn't do this part of it. So this is the Atlas Crate for ages 6 and up. For this box, we are going to be talking about the Philippines, build a spinning tubataya reef, hopefully they have a pronunciation for that, craft a traditional Filipino ornament, and explore the Philippines. Oops, got a different setup today and this table is kind of rocky. So this here, all about the Philippines, this is the add-on. This is a separate, like you have to pay more for it. Story, songs, crafts, and games for kids. I feel like some of these books are actually less than what I pay KiwiCo for them. Like this one US is $9.95, and I want to say it was like a $10 or more additional fee to get it with this box. So that's another thing that I'm just not kind of happy about. I know that obviously KiwiCo is in it for, to make money. They're not looking to give away free stuff, but I don't know. That just seems kind of shady to me that they would charge more for something that I could just go to the store and purchase. So the books tend to be very colorful. This one looks like kind of like a craft idea kind of a book. So we've got some different things about the language, and there's some characters here. There's a little bit of a story. It talks about Magellan, the story of the Philippine independence, basic geography, earthquakes, volcanoes, typhoons, animals, traveling, the story of the sleeping giant, language challenge. So there's different languages. Okay, so yeah, there's the different languages. You've got a song here, growing up, some more stories, games that they play. Is that Sunka? It looks like Mancala or Manakala. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's just, in here, this is the Filipino version of hopscotch. Yeah. So there's that. Why you can't take a bath on Good Friday. That is going to be interesting to read. Holidays. So there's some different ways to say things. I do wish that they put more about like grammatics, because like I'm assuming this is Lola and this is Tita, but is this Anak? Is it? I don't know. Is this 8? 8 is an older sister. It would help if they had a little bit more about pronunciation, how things are pronounced, not grammar. Why is it grammar? got a little bit about the food. You've got some recipes here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe a little bit more mature than some of the books that I've gotten, but I don't know, whatever. Oops, I hope I don't keep knocking into the camera. So there's our little like kit that we get. That's information. This is the reef. Watch sea creatures swim around a coral reef. And this is a parole. Hang your star in the light to see it shine bright. So let's see, do they have pronunciation? No, never. So basically it just gives you the directions. So you've got a whole lot of stuff here. Where's my, okay, so you've got like this tube here that's kind of cool. It's got like this little sea ray here, a manta ray, I guess, a sea turtle, some jellyfish, some nondescript fish. That's kind of neat. It reminds me a little bit of the movie Mermaids, and they build the light, you know, that goes around. So we've got some gears. I don't know, there's a whole lot of like random stuff just kind of thrown in here. I think this is the rest of the doodads that you need for this little guy here. I'm gonna set these over here. Tall tube. I feel like these should also go with that, and possibly this. This is like a little flipping coral reef kind of thing. And these are some like sea creatures. So you've got like a hammerhead shark and a ray, and I saw a sea turtle in there somewhere. Yeah, so there's that stuff. So we've got the directions how to put it all together. Yeah, a lot of this stuff goes with it. So yeah, manta ray, a turtle, and then the hammerhead shark is 2 pieces. And yeah, there's no light or anything. In the movie Mermaids, they do something like this and there's a light in it. Gives you some information. Did you know how to play? So it's like a pulley system or whatever, gear system, and the things move around. So that's cool. And then I'm assuming this is parole, I don't know, but that's pretty. A little star ornament with some, what are they calling this, paper tassels that hang down. So you've got this kind of jumble of paper tassel stuff. It's tissue paper, so I expect that will be broken very, very quickly. I have older kids, and like this will not last in my house because I also have cats. So you've got a bunch of different, very pretty colored pipe cleaners, and then you've got these pieces here that make the star, some more tissue paper. Oh, and that's the base for the last project. And I think these are like the attachy. They're calling them donuts. They're little foam, like donut sticker looking things. So you've got your directions here. It tells you how to build the tassels and then how to build the star. So that's pretty cool. And then a little bit more, did you know? Did you know? I'm not gonna put that brown paper back in because it's not gonna be shipped across the country anymore. Actually, I think KiwiCo is in California, where I am also located, so it doesn't really travel that far. I think I could drive there faster and it actually arrives to me. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look. So then we have like our little packet, Discover the Philippines. Then you've got some information here and a word find, and then you've got your little sticker that goes in your passport book. So it says here, things to do in this crate: explore the Philippines with Anya and Milo, craft a colorful parole, which is a lantern. I thought they called it an ornament. Learn to dance the tinikling. Visit beautiful Beirut Bay. Discover festive Filipino fiestas. Eat some chocolatey champorado and build a spinning tuba reef. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing these correctly. They're not giving me pronunciation. I do have some friends from the Philippines, and I may have to just ask them how to pronounce these things, and that way I know for next time. So you've got information about the Philippines, some more information here, and then you have your travel journal from Anya and Milo. And you also have, so here you go is, this is the area where they actually tell you certain words, what they are in Filipino, and the pronunciation for them. So that's, that's the one place that they always put those things. So you've got day 2 through day 4. And then here is that it's chocolate sticky rice porridge made especially for kids. Okay, sounds great. Again, no pronunciation, so I'm not gonna muddle through that again. This is cool how they do that. Maybe a little bit where some double Dutch came from, because I know sometimes when we used to practice double Dutch, we could use sticks and they could move them and that sort of thing. Okay, and then this talks about the festivals. And this is more about the festivals. And then the day here. And then it just gives some information about that. From goo to stew. No thanks. A bowl of this delicious delicacy can cost up to $100. Huh. The swiftest bird weaves together some of its saliva, which hardens into a nest. Collectors then scavenge El Nido's cliffs to find these spittle-riddled homes so they can use it in a special soup. Okay, I am not sure who was like, hey, these are spit nests. Let's see what they taste like. But let's be honest, it happens all over the world. All right, so that is our box about the Philippines. I did like getting KiwiCo just for the purpose of it gave us some new areas to explore, and it gives you all of the information. You don't have to you can look up more as you want to, but it gives you a lot of information right off the cuff. So that is our Atlas Crate. Again, it is for ages 6 and up from KiwiCo. And yeah, we will move on to our Eureka Crate next. So next up we have our Eureka Crate. These are for ages, it doesn't say, like it normally does. I want to say on their site it says 14 and up, but on the box here it says only for use by children aged 12 and older. And I do agree that definitely 12 and older, there's lots of small parts. Sometimes I think there's magnets. There's definitely like screws and screwdrivers and all that good stuff. So this is a build your own soap dispenser. Construct a peristolic pump and automate your hand hygiene. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I did let her go ahead and build this, and I will show you the soap dispenser at the end of the video. But here we have our maker's guide. They do give you this handy dandy screwdriver. It is a Phillips head. Sometimes they come out and they like have a flat head on the other side, and there's just a little bit of like rando leftover pieces in here. So she has been going crazy with building these things. However, either she's going a little too fast when she builds them, or I have a few complaints. But let's go ahead and let's look through the maker's guide, and then I can kind of go over the soap dispenser. But we've got what's in the booklet, the Did You Know section. This is the patent sheet. I don't know if it says when it's from. I'm not sure, but this is the patent sheet. Oh yeah, it was patented in 1855 for the peristolic pump. It's like a hand cranked roller squeezed. What does it say? The hand cranked roller squeezed a flexible tube and pushed the water through. Cool. So these are all of the parts that came with the kit, and then you do need scissors, and then this is a full guide. Normally when they do this, they break it up where you have some build sections and then some learning sections. I normally like that. This time it doesn't look like they did that. So you've got 5 things, the history of hygiene, you've got your whole build section, behind the scenes for soap dispenser. Can't talk today. The science of peristalsis. I really can't talk. History, mass market liquid hand soap, and design challenge, hygiene hacks. I think we've all had to reassess our hygiene habits over the last few years. So you've got 5 things you might not know about the history of hygiene. We've got something about blueberry bubbles, wary of washing, dirty laundry, smelly soaps, and Dr. Drama. Lots of little things. So you've got these sections here where it tells you how to build the base, how to build the nozzle. I'm going to have to go through all of these things here. Stop and check. Press the circles, the switch, and you should click. Okay. It does click, but that's kind of all it does. And then you've got the part about building the body, the back view, the side view, all the views. And then attach like the holder to the tube here. And it says you're all done. And it did actually come with a bottle of liquid soap. She did not put that empty bottle back in the box like I asked her to. So that's a bummer, but it's just a generic, like super watered down soap. It doesn't even smell like anything, to be honest. So you've got these other things here. And so there's something going on with our pump. I'm going to look at this. Basically, when she built it, it would click, and this little gear doodah here would go around, but there was no soap coming out. And then after like a minute, not a minute, maybe after like 10-15 seconds, it just wouldn't do anything anymore at all. Like it doesn't click, it doesn't turn, it just stops. And so she took it apart and she looked at it, and apparently this little doodah, I'm going to call it the flux capacitor, it was going backwards. So she got it to go the right way, which is counterclockwise, but now all it does is click. Like this doesn't move at all. So I'm not sure if it is builder error or if it is design error. So I will have to go through and take a look at it and see what's going on with that. And it says, I know basically she had said that it takes a while for the soap to come out. She did dump the entire bottle into the little cuppy-doo holder. So now I have to try to fix it with soap in it. Not happy with that, but it's kind of large, to be honest. So yeah, so they do have like the troubleshooting, and I'm gonna have to go through the troubleshooting first, and then if the troubleshooting doesn't work, I will have to start taking it apart and putting it back together. It is what it is. So this is what it looks like. When she brought me the kits to do this unboxing, she did not actually bring me the items, so I will have to go and get it because nobody is answering me to bring it to me. So some behind the scenes on the design, or behind the design, I guess. Fluids tested 15. I feel like that could have been higher. Switch prototypes 12. Again, I feel like that could have been higher. It's not the most secure setup. Just saying. And then putting science to work, peristalsis. Yeah, peristalsis, is that how we're pronouncing it? So basically these little, like our little flux capacitor here, it's like a gear, and it has these little wheels, and they squeeze the tube in the frame, and it forces the soap to come out, or at least it's supposed to. Mass market liquid hand soap. The easy way to keep your hands clean and germs away. The invention, soft soap, 1978. Wow, I am older than soft soap. That's awesome. Only by a year. My brother is the same age as soft soap, so that's great. Yeah, so it just talks about like the history of that. I'm a firm believer in soap. Very firm believer in soap. Hygiene hacks. So we've got something about wasting water with extra long showers. Make a plastic bottle hourglass. That's interesting. The toothbrush touching the sink. Make a toothbrush holder of old toothpaste tubes. Okay. Misplaced hand sanitizer. Hair elastic plus suction cup hanger. And digging through drawers to find stuff. Hanging storage made of empty soap bottles. Okay. So basically they're just trying to get you to use household garbage to make storage containers. And then we have the KiwiCo Eureka Crate hashtags and their social medias. So I will grab that soap dispenser in just a minute. But again, this is the KiwiCo Eureka Crate. I believe it's for ages 14 and up. On some of the boxes it says it, and on this one it does not. It just says 12 and up. But she has spent quite a bit of time building a lot of these. Some of them have been amazing, some of them, not so much. But maybe at the end, when I'm done doing all of the unboxings, I will go through all of the Eureka Crates and I'll just do like a short video talking about some of the projects, because we have 12 boxes to go through and she's probably done with half of them, I'd say. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one away and we will talk about the Yummy Crate. Okie dokie. And our last box from this subscription is the Yummy Crate. This is for ages 6 and up. This box is themed sweet and spreadable. Very berry jam and more fruity favorites. Oh, and this is not opened. I thought she had opened these for me. But I'm in my sewing room and I have handy dandy scissors. We have our little booklet here with all of our information, and then we have some super cute little goodies over here. It looks like we have a little bit of a game in there. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at this, and then we will take a look at all of this good stuff. So here we have our sticker, "You're My Jam." That's precious. In this crate, meet the secrets to gelling jam pectin. Side note, my father-in-law just gave me a bag of apricots, and I was just talking to Sam about wanting to make apricot jelly. I'm not a big fan of apricots on their own, but they are from his tree in his backyard, so I know that they're very fresh, and my mother-in-law used to always make apricot jelly, apricot jam for me years and years ago, and I thought it would be nice to pass on that tradition with my daughter. What did the berry say to the DJ? Turn it up, that's my jam. They're really doing that jam thing. So we've got smush berries to make jam, make your own jam-filled tarts, bake jammy oatmeal cookies, find out how to preserve fruit, play a game to connect a net of pectin, discover the difference between jam and jelly. Yes, let's discover the difference between jam and jelly. All right, so dear grown-up sous chef, this is the letter to the grown-ups, and it just talks about what is in the kit. It talks about what you get in the kit, and also it talks about things that you'll need to complete the recipes. So you've got your ingredient lists, and then they also provide suggested substitutions for different things like vegetarian, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, and nut-free. So of course, this one, being that it's jams and jellies, really, there's very few substitutions that would be necessary because jams and jellies are very natural. Play Jelly Roll, a lucky game of jam chemistry. Roll your way to perfectly gelled jams. So for this, we've got these little foam pieces that it looks like you make kind of a little, almost like a tic-tac-toe board, except there's only 4 squares. And then you've got these little, I think these are supposed to be like raspberries, and then dice, 4 dice. And they've got all kinds of different things, like a little water, fire, a spoon that looks like it's got sugar, it's got some lemon or citrus, I don't know. Let's take a look. So there we go. All the basics: acid, water, heat, sugar. Okay, so you build your little pectin board, and then you roll your dice. If you don't roll the winning combination, so if you roll the winning combination, congrats. You get a bond, and it's the next player's turn. Okay. So I guess everybody gets their own board, and if you get the winning combination, which is one of each, then you get a little berry to put in your board. You can re-roll just one of your dice or all of them, or any number. Your turn ends after you get the winning combination or after 3 unsuccessful rolls. So it's a little bit of a Yahtzee-esque kind of a deal. Take turns going around the table. Each Winning combination, earning a bond or a berry. The first player to complete their pectin web and fill it with berries is the winner. Go team, go. So this just talks about what you get. There's enough for 2 to 4 players. And then there's some information about pectin, and that some don't need as much. Some jams and jellies don't need as much as others. So test out jam science, experiment with mashed fruit. Can sugar and heat help fruit last longer? Good question. So what you get in this kit are 2 little plastic petri dishes. Oh, that's really difficult to open. Okay, there we go. I mean, I guess if it's difficult to open, it's difficult to spill, right? And then you get a berry masher set. So you get this bowl, which feels like it has a little bit of a silicone base. And then there's some silicone grip on the handle here. And that's always nice because it does help keep things in place. And then you've got kind of this masher, and this has some raised sides. So you can just mash, 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 mash. And then you'll also need some other things like mashable fruit, sugar, measuring spoon, pencil, paper, and a microwave safe bowl. So it just talks about mashing the fruit, preserving the fruit, and then it's kind of a little science experiment where you're going to watch and wait, and you're really looking for mold. That's your thing. It looks like you let it sit for about 2 to 7 days, and you see which petri dish shows mold first, whether it's the fresh fruit or the preserved fruit. And you definitely want to make some predictions about that. I would say fresh fruit probably molds first. Marie Curie is famous for her scientific discoveries, but did you know this super scientist also loved to make preserves? Well, sure, who didn't? So yeah, some little tasty tidbits. And then we have the Yummy Zine, Jelicious Pectin. Right on. I bought all this stuff to preserve, to can fruits and vegetables, and to make jellies and jams, and I have never used it. So this is good for me. So we've got Ginger's journal, and then we've got some information about pectin, jams around the world, maple bacon jelly, right? Oh, it has smoked bacon, caramelized onions, and Canadian maple syrup. I don't know if I want to get on board with that. Scotch bonnet peppers. Why aren't they telling us what it's called, though? They're just telling us what's in it. So I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, but you put those berries in. This one in Iran, they put rose petals, and then in Finland, they put in cloudberries. I don't know what a cloudberry tastes like. Then you've got some fun facts, and then you have the word find, fill in the blank, doodah, and then again, all of the information about how to connect with Yummy Crate and KiwiCo online, their socials. I don't know why I couldn't remember that word. So then we get our 3 recipe cards. I'm gonna have to find something to do with all these recipe cards. I really don't know. They're not convenient. They're not convenient in size or shape because there's no holes. And if you punch holes here, it's gonna cut into the gathering your tools checklist. And you really have to put them straight up and down. So I don't know. I don't want to be a negative Nelly, so we'll just, change our tune. Very Berry Jam. So this is an easy difficulty level. You do need to use the stovetop, and it makes about 3 cups of jam. And it looks like it has blackberries and raspberries. That's pretty decent. 20-minute prep time and 20-minute cook time. That's not a difficult recipe, in my opinion. So 24 ounces of fresh berries, and you can use whatever berries you want, apparently. And then you've got sugar, lemon, and the powdered fruit pectin. I don't know, I'm out of frame. Funny it doesn't say strawberries in there. Here we go, because I saw the picture of strawberries. If you're using fresh strawberries, turn to the back panel of this card for prep instructions. Good to know. So you've got what you need as far as gathering your tools, your ingredients, and then you've got all of your directions here, what to do, what to do, what to do. And if we skip to the back here, if you'd like to use fresh strawberries in your jam, prep them before you mash them. So you cut the tops off, you cut them in half, you cut them in half again, and then you dice them up, it looks like, which is pretty basic, I think, for strawberries. You want them to be like as small as possible. When I make strawberry shortcake, we get them tiny diced, and then you can put sugar, and I don't know, it makes them taste better. I don't know. It works for me. And then we've got jam tarts. This is a medium difficulty level, and the skills are going to be dough and oven. And this will make 8 tarts. Prep time is 20 minutes and cook time is 15 minutes. Again, that's a decent recipe. It's not too long, I feel like. Because if you have your kids in the kitchen, because this said 6 and up, my kids are over 10, so they can handle being in the kitchen for a little while, but when they were younger, 10-15 minutes tops, and then we were done. So I do have to say that is a good thing, that these recipes are pretty quick. Obviously, they don't have to stay in the kitchen when it's cooking, but just, for all the prep work, that's a decent amount of time. So for this, you need a couple of pie crusts, some jam, water, and a large egg. I'm sure you could get way more basic if you have an older child. Instead of purchasing the pie crust, you could make pie crusts. And instead of purchasing jam, you could essentially make your jam. You could make your jam from that recipe even. And then it talks about an icing. That's cool. And then your tools. So basically, you're going to take that pie crust, you're going to cut it up into little triangles, put jam on them, and then cover them up like a little pocket. And then you can have a little icing on top of them. So kind of like your own, I was going to say Hot Pocket, but that's not what I meant. Toaster strudel, a little bit like a toaster strudel. So that's neat. And then customize this. Make jam tarts in fun shapes using cookie cutters or homemade stencils. So this is a fun idea for like holidays. The only thing is that I think a lot of people would waste, because it does say ball up the scraps and roll the dough again, so you can, keep cutting until you get as many as possible. But I kind of feel like sometimes people just don't. You get to a certain point where you can't keep cutting. And when you get a pie crust, it's already like the perfect thickness. So then trying to roll the dough back out to get it that perfect thickness again, it's a little difficult, especially when you have a little kid. So that might be a little bit older than 6. And then we've got oatmeal jammies. This is a medium difficulty. The skills are dough in the oven. Makes about 30 cookies. Prep time is 25 minutes. So this I'd say is probably like an older kid kind of a recipe. And then cook time 15 minutes. I'm not a fan of oatmeal cookies unless they have chocolate chips in them. But maybe these are absolutely delicious. So it does talk about all of your ingredients and that you need jam. I'm confused. It says oatmeal jammies. Oh, okay. I was looking here for the oatmeal and it confused me for a minute, but yes. I want to say my husband used to talk about not these though, they were sugar cookies and you cut into the center of them and put jam or jelly. So they were like window pane cookies. I think that's what he told me that he used to like for his mom to make, but he probably would have liked these. So again, we've got gather your tools and your ingredients. And I love that it says first wash your hands. Does it say that on all of these? I don't think I've ever noticed that before. It sure enough does. Yeah, I definitely am a wash your hands like every step of the way kind of person. So my kids know. They know you wash your hands. Years of working in food service. So that is the sweet and spreadable yummy crate. This looks like a lot of fun. I was just talking to my oldest. She has recently had a fascination with making bread. So this would be a really fun one to add because the bread she just made is just a basic like white bread, and this would be absolutely delicious. So that is the yummy crate. Again, ages 6 and up. And if you do have any questions about pricing or any of that good stuff, you can check out the original video of the first set of unboxings, and I will link that in the cards.